Welcome to FurCast, episode 286. I'm your host this evening, Paradox Red Wolf.
I'm your host, CJ.
I'm your Blue Fox host, Pharaoh.
It's just, never mind.
We're doing great tonight.
Yeah.
We're on time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
totally,
we're super
we're totally
on time. Pharaoh was here on time.
Yeah, everything was great, guys. Everything was great.
we're running
Nothing to worry about.
like clockwork today.
Yep.
Just on time.
Cannot believe how on time we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. So,
So, Pharaoh, why were you late?
well, actually, I was going to ask, Pharaoh, what makes you on time tonight? Is it the fact that you were staying on time at the?
I was on time at the new studio.
You were on time at the news studio, exactly.
Yeah. That's
So,
what happened.
so speaking of the new studio, apparently we're doing real good. We got a bunch of people going over there tomorrow. It's kind of like a long. It's Thanksgiving in the U.S., so tomorrow, I guess, a bunch of people are going over, and we're gonna finish the railing on the stairs, finish the paneling on the stairs, finish paint touch-ups, and finish clearing out the new server room, and possibly even building the rack. So that'll be cool. So we'll be talking to you guys about that stuff. But yeah. Overall, should be good. Nobody else is talking, so I'm going to continue. MFF is coming up next week as well.
You didn't give us a chance to talk.
Oh, okay.
You just ended.
Do you want to?
I had nothing to say about it, but I'm just, I like options.
Okay.
Yeah, MFF.
MFF is coming up.
MFF.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Chicago's winter meet.
Chicago's winter meet and fuck.
Yep. And it's coming up.
Midwest Fuck Fest.
Midwest
also.
Fuck Fest coming up.
Yeah.
So should be fun. I look forward to it. I got a whole list of people. I have no plans, but I have a whole list on my phone of people that I want to try to contact, but it's probably not going to even work out.
I'm pretty, because MFF is, I love it, but it's getting to the point where it's
pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
And but I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. I've been counting down since November 1st.
Oh, yeah?
I've been counting down since MFF ended last year.
Wow.
That's true.
Well, there
So,
you go.
it should be a good time. Pharaoh, will you be in attendance for the Midwest Fuck Fest?
No.
Do you want me to wear your suit?
No.
You sure? Just so you can be at MFF? Pharaoh at MFF? Blue Fox? You gotta represent. I'm willing to represent for you, is what I'm saying. Because I'm that kind of friend.
I can represent myself. Thank you very much.
But you won't be there, so you can't represent yourself. So what are you going to do?
Nothing.
Bold.
Wow.
Very bold.
So I went to Brain Candy Live this week.
was
Shout out
that?
to a local fur, Bandit, and also Nico. Yeah, it was cool. So for those who don't know, Brain Candy Live is a stage show that Adam Savage from the original MythBusters, the Beyond Productions MythBusters, and Michael Stevens from the Vsauce series of YouTube channels do a stage show across North America, and they stopped at University of Buffalo, which is pretty nearby, so we decided to go to it. It was pretty cool. It was cute. I would recommend it if it's in your area or if it's in your city. I believe they're going to do, I think this is the second tour that they're doing, and I don't know if the show has changed at all between the tours, but even if they're not going to a city near you, stay tuned. I don't know if they're going to do Europe or anything like that, or the Oceania area, but yeah. Otherwise, it seems like it's a fun show. I recommend it. Yeah, it was fun. It was 2 hours.
Yeah.
They did a tweet Q&A thing, so I tweeted questions. They didn't answer my questions though.
What were your questions?
My question was about the production. So most people were questions about what was your favorite instrument when you grew up? More cutesy, family-friendly kind of questions.
Yeah.
One person on Twitter, I was sitting there laughing during the intermission because it's a 2-hour show and they do an intermission. One person asked, can you prove the Earth is not flat? And I was like, I would love to see Adam Savage just lose his shit on stage at answering that question.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty funny. But yeah, it was good. Would recommend. Yeah, that's pretty much that. We could jump into the roundup, I guess.
Yo, MFF is coming up this week.
It is.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get all your fursuit stuff in my car.
Yeah, because you're bringing.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing my stuff.
Just because you don't want to pay for the carry-on.
I don't trust airplanes. I don't. Don't laugh at me. You're not even going.
You don't trust airplanes with what?
My stuff.
Oh, it's
You
your
don't
life
trust
is
the-
worthless, but your
you
stuff
don't-
is
yeah.
worth-
My life.
I think what
worth
he
nothing.
meant to say was he doesn't trust airlines, but
Well, yeah. Well, you know what I meant. I don't trust. They always lose shit, and like, I don't know. If I wasn't bringing my suit, I'd be like, yeah, I don't. I'll just, But I'm also not flying Southwest, and usually they have 2 free check bags. I'm flying United, I think.
yeah,
So, and they, have, you have to pay. So,
yeah.
but
Oh well.
oh well.
Well, now you put your fursuit in my car, and then I'll take it down.
Yeah, yeah.
So that'll be good. All right. So I guess we'll jump into the roundup. So welcome to the roundup. Roundup is basically we throw a bunch of links at you because we don't have time for them during the show, but we think you might be interested. And in case you are interested, links after the show on our website. You can take a look. First one. Path Hyena. Shout out to Path Hyena. He's friggin' awesome. He did a post on his Tumblr about the whole puphood thing that everybody was going nuts about on Twitter this week and last week. Basically saying that, it's up to the venue and they allow anything that, like, just because you, like, fetishize something or think that something is fetishized doesn't necessarily mean a venue is going to say no to it. It is all about the venue. And... yeah, he does, but he has a pretty good write-up. Shout out to Path Hyena. He's awesome. Read the blog post if you're interested. He has a very open-minded perspective on the whole thing, as he is a chairman of a con. Is he a chairman?
Path?
I think he is.
Uh,
Of a con? I feel like he is.
Thought he was. I'm not sure.
Thought he
still
was.
is.
was.
I mean, he is a hyena, so I don't know if
think-
you can really run a con and be a hyena at the same time.
Hyenas can do that. Yeah.
You can?
Yeah, they can
Okay.
do that. Yeah, they're good at.
Don't they, like, howl down, though, instead of, like, how does that, like...
They could do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Moving on. Next thing, the paint mishap. Ooh, here we go. So, fun fact on the new studio. We wanted to paint the new studio gray. We want to make the walls perfect gray. Because the idea is, if I run over here and grab this. So for anybody who knows anything about cameras, you have like white balance cards and then you have like gray cards and stuff like that, which is not showing up gray in this light actually, because that camera's not set right. But anyway, the point is, if you want to make something officially gray, there's a lot of advantages. It makes it easy to do lighting. It makes it easy to, the room can easily take out different color tones of light. It also means that cameras have a really easy time doing things like white balance. One of the issues with the walls in this room, as you guys can, well, if you're listening on audio, sorry, but if you've ever seen a picture of our studio, you know that the walls in this room are kind of like this, like yellowish orange color, which is, a good color for a bedroom. Horrible color for cameras because it's very close to skin tones. It has a lot of the same wavelengths in it, and that really messes up camera white balance, and it makes people's skin not look right and stuff. Even this camera, I think, is not right. Yeah, you can see there's also mixed lighting in here. Yeah, it's a mess. Point is, we wanted to do the new studio right. And one of the processes of that was to paint the room very gray, and we're going to light it with, like, 65,000 Kelvin lighting. Well, anyway, we were kind of dumb, and we went to Sherwin-Williams, and we just, like, picked gray. And,
Question
yeah,
before you go on. Why don't you bring that thing with you?
good question. We didn't bring any. I actually have a little calibration color chart from X-Rite as well.
Yeah.
Didn't bring that. Yeah. Next time any of you guys are in, like, Home Depot, Sherwin-Williams, any paint store, look at the wall of color and find gray. Good fucking luck. It is basically impossible. Because, first of all, the lighting that they have over the little color swatches is shit. And even if you can somehow figure out the way their codes work and the way that they mix the paint and know how the bases work, because also the paint bases are not a perfect gray, because I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, why don't you just pick a paint base and just tell them not to mix any color in it? Not that simple to get an actual gray paint. So anyway, we just picked one because we were stupid, and we painted it on the wall. And I started to realize, crap, I don't know if this is like perfect gray, which is kind of bad because then, like, if you're trying to make a room actually gray, you might as well do it right, because if it's tinted, then that means you're going to, like, offset the way the cameras calibrate if you're trying to use it for that, and yada, yada, yada. And of course, anybody who knows anything about production knows that there's a million things beyond just the paint that could create issues. But anyway, so I started looking into it, and so link that I'll show you guys. There are companies that make official gray paint. It is actually like calibrated gray paint. And when they grade movies or when they when you're trying to do like photography work, you can actually light a room in a particular way to trick your eyes so that you have a very good perception of what color is, and it helps you to grade the movie right. It's $100 US a gallon. For this.
No, you save $5. It's 95 a gallon.
It's 95 a gallon. Sorry. But anyway, so I was considering that because I was like, I feel bad spending the money on it, but like it's bothering me if it's like whatever. Anyway, so I started looking up all of the data from Sherwin-Williams' website, started digging into it, looked at the receipt at the code we ordered. Now, granted, Sherwin-Williams, their machinery is probably not that well calibrated, but I took a color swatch to the wall. And the picture that I'm going to show you guys is just from my iPhone. It's not the actual proper picture I took with the DSLR and used the RAW file, but I think we did a pretty good job. It's pretty damn close. I don't have the matched picture. I actually took this into a RAW photo editor and took the gray swatches and matched it against the wall and everything, but it's very close. It is. We're good. So. But I went through that this whole week trying to make sure that, it was painted right. But we're good. We somehow, by eye, picked a very close to gray paint, good enough that it's not worth spending any more money to fix, especially since we already bought, like, several cans of it. So yeah. So there you go. That's the end of that story.
A lot of the grays had blue in it.
Yeah, a lot of them do. A lot of them are very blue tinted because that's what most people think is gray. Mm-hmm. But if you actually, yeah. So
believe me, I recognized those ones right away. I was like, nope, that one has blue in it.
Yep.
That one has blue in it.
And we were comparing a different light. And we actually asked the technician at Sherwin-Williams, do you know how these grays are made? Mm-hmm. And try to get it. I mean, the other thing too is the other thing about the calibrated paint that's worth understanding is it's not just that it is gray. It's that the paint evenly reflects all wavelengths, which is an important thing. Because, sometimes you look at something and you're like, oh, that is this color, but to a camera, it might appear slightly different, especially under different lighting conditions. So anyway, that's enough talking about gray and paint. But last thing in the roundup, I have leveled up Furry Trash. This is the new license plate on my car. So
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm quite proud of you.
So for those of you who can't see it, I have a red car, and my license plate says not red, as in KNOT.
I think Cart Fox would have been funnier.
I think Cart Fox would have been funnier for reasons that we will not discuss on the show, but it would have been pretty hilarious. I almost got a Cart Fox license plate. I kind of want to order one, even if it's not registered.
Can you?
I think you can. I imagine just to put on for a car show or something type thing, which I would never go to a car show. But the point is, I would just put it on there for pictures.
Dude, you got a Prius.
Yeah, I know.
Sick.
Yeah, it says Cart Fox on it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on. That's the roundup.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have a big, long news story to read for furry-related stuff tonight, though.
Yeah.
So.
Rock. Yeah. Ing. Yeah. Bird. Yeah.
What?
What he said.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're referring to.
I don't know what Pharaoh's doing.
Are you okay?
I'm never okay, but...
Mackerwolf says, Cheetah Paws, is your calendar going to be on sale at MFF? Cheetah Paws says, yes, it will be. Cool. I'm totally buying one. I always love buying those. It's all good stuff.
You need to take a nap. Wait, are you on caffeine pills?
No.
I hate how I have to ask if you're on caffeine pills.
I didn't bring any with me either, so...
Oh, man. It's okay, I don't really need any. I kind of got a slight headache, so...
Wow.
What?
Nothing. Are we ready to start? Actually, Pharaoh, I have an article that I would like to start with in the thing. It's the only one under long-form furry news.
I see it.
Yep. It is a good article. We can take turns reading it. It is rather long, and I do want to read the whole thing on air, because it's good. And just beware there's an autoplay video on the page. So you guys have to scroll down and pause it. It's kind of annoying.
No, I'm on Linux, so it just doesn't work.
So it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm going to link this in chat as well if anybody wants to follow along. Yeah, shout out to Newsweek. This article is actually awesome, but you got to say, Newsweek, cut it out with the autoplay video. Really? Like, come on. Stop doing that shit. Anyway.
Can we just start?
Sure. So, I don't actually know if I want to do music for this. I kind of want to... because it's really long.
Need some background noise.
I don't know. We'll do like some minimal background stuff. So I won't use our usual track because that's kind of noisy. I'll use this one. Here we go.
Neo-Nazi furries are Trump's latest and most puzzling alt-right supporters.
So we've talked about this before on the show, especially in relation to other cons, but Newsweek did a fantastic full roundup of a lot of the stuff. It's worth hearing. It's rather interesting, but also there's some stuff that I didn't know that was in this that was kind of interesting. So yeah.
Stuff you didn't know?
Yeah, stuff I didn't know was in this. So.
Well, the more you know, the more scared you are about the world. Does it start? That starts weird. It starts with Junus as a horse.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Junus, a horse in his early 20s, is handing out stickers at the Hilton Doubletree in suburban Philadelphia. It's August, a week after the deadly white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, that riled the country. And he's set up a booth that has attracted an assortment of animals, from fennec foxes to munchkin cats, all waiting in line for his merch. Junus isn't exactly an equine, and his customers walk on two legs. They're all furries. People who identify with, and often dress up like, their favorite animals, a fantasy that may include various forms of sex, but not bestiality.
Oh, okay, thanks, Newsweek.
These hirsute hobbyists are in town for Furrydelphia, the area's first convention for furries. We were there.
We were there.
By the way, you might want to speed up a little bit. It's a really long article.
Many are queer and very left-wing, so it's no surprise that that the stickers, a swastika inside a paw print with a red slash through it, holds a special appeal.
Want me to jump in?
Sure.
Many of these people grew up as outcasts and were bullied at school. Of course, not all, as we know, thanks Nuka. And though they're often mocked as horny fetishists, furries insist that they stand for much more than their sexual proclivities. They say they're all about being inclusive and have welcomed people with niche gender identities and odd social quirks into their fold. But there are limits to that tolerance, and since the 2016 election, Junus and other furries have been confronting their version of the right-wing extremist who descended on Charlottesville. These alt-right furries, as they're known, hold similar views as the so-called alt-right, a white nationalist anti-globalist movement that largely supports President Donald Trump. The alt-right furries started as a joke on Twitter, as right-leaning furries used the hashtag #altfurries hashtag to share pro-Trump furry-themed memes and promote satirical policies, such as ban on species mixing. But as the popularity of the hashtag grew, it attracted people who critics say are racist. Today, most alt-furries interact only online, but some have taken their ideas into the real world. This past summer, one man came to Anthrocon, the world's largest furry convention, in a Confederate flag fursuit holding a Trump sign, and some people distributed alt-furry pamphlets at an Orlando, Florida furry convention. Others have started wearing armbands, strikingly similar to those worn by Nazis. And to many furries, what started as an online joke isn't funny anymore. Before Junus arrived in Philly, alt-furries had threatened him online for slamming them on social media, calling them bigots and fascists. Some say they wanted to break his neck. On one forum group attempted to find his personal information and release it online. The threats didn't frighten him, but he is worried that a growing number of furries are vulnerable to recruitment by white supremacists. Nazis are looking for the same type of alienated white dudes, he said. Like most furries Newsweek spoke to, he didn't want his real name used in print. Quote, "These people just want to hurt and incite, and are beginning to take their trolling offline." And then there's a headline, Who's afraid of the big bad Nazi wolf? Thanks, Newsweek. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna continue. That's when you guys want to jump in. I can continue. I guess I'll go again.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Are you caught up? Are you with it? Or?
I'm with it.
Oh, cool. Dude, go.
Yeah, I'm with it. It's the first day of the convention in Philly, and outside the Hilton, a group of furries standing in a circle, sipping cocktails and smoking cigarettes. Most are dressed in some sort of animal attire. There are bears, wolves, and even dragons. It's hot outside, so not everyone is wearing a full-body fursuit. Those are poorly ventilated, and many furries say they're too expensive. They can cost more than $3,000. Some simply wear animal heads or just ears. The only requirement for being a furry, attendees tell me, is saying you are a furry. These furries want a judgment-free environment, one that allows them to be themselves, hairballs and all. That's pretty funny.
That's actually pretty accurate, though.
That's
a really good way of saying it.
We're trying to create a world we want to live in, says Canadian marbled fox named Zhao Mei, like the stone wall of the 70s. But when it comes to alt-right, the furries are definitely passing judgment. Just ask a goat named
Dionysus,
who announced his arrival in Philadelphia with this cryptic post on Gab, a social media site for people banned from Twitter.
I've never even heard Gab.
Never heard of that. Yeah.
Didn't even know that existed.
Gab, a social media site for people banned from Twitter.
Can you search Gab? Can you only get into Gab if you're
banned on Twitter?
So that'd be pretty funny.
Made it to Philly. Funny how fifth of Jack Daniels makes the drive go faster. Always happy to meet new friends who hate commies like I do. He knew he'd have to do the most of the meeting outside the convention because he and some of his friends were banned from it for threatening furries. Before the convention, he spent $105 to commission artwork of his fursona, or furry alter ego, throwing Junus and two other furries out of a helicopter.
That's horrible.
Okay.
But, what?
Yeah, that's...
Commission artwork of his fursona or furry alter ego, throwing Junus and two other furries out of a helicopter, a nod to a right-wing meme about how
an Argentine
Juna killed descendants during the 1970s. Fuck.
All right.
Okay, then.
Fan art is popular among furries who pay artists to draw their personas. I'm never going to pronounce this, whatever his name is. Can you do it again?
Dionysus?
Dionysus. Had planned to commission a new drawing showing him running over a furry in a truck. Someone leaked the plans on Twitter.
That's also kind of fucked up.
He's also a part of the Furry Raiders, a Colorado-based group that wears alleged Nazi-inspired armbands.
Junus doesn't think... what is it again?
Dionysus.
Junus doesn't think Dionysus would throw him out of a helicopter. And when he learned of the artwork, he thought it was silly. Quote, "These people hate me and other folks enough to invest their time, energy, or money on lavish hate fan art," he says. But the imagery was threatening enough that he and the others felt blah, I'm just going to say blah, and the alt furries shouldn't be allowed to join the flocculent festivities. On Twitter, Junus posted an old photo of Blah, a squat bearded man in a Carolina Panthers jersey leaning on a massive blue truck. "For public safety's sake," he posted, quote, "if you see this truck or man, report to staff." Drain the Wolf, the convention's chairman, his real name Randy Hill, agreed, quote, "We did not set out to make a political statement," he said of the ban, "but we had to make sure the attendees felt safe." Dionysus thinks his banishment was an overreaction and one of typical of what he calls social justice warriors. He says he commissioned the artwork in response to left-wing furries threatening to punch Nazi furs. They didn't actually punch them, by the way. Quote, "I would also like to note that punching someone is an action that can be done very easily at a furry convention," he says. "No one has ever brought a helicopter to any furry convention that I know of. I chose that setting as well as a cartoony style precisely because I did not want to make a threat," quote unquote. This is what this guy says. The alt furries believe their group is misunderstood. Len Gilbert, a prominent alt furry, says they are not Nazis, and most of the members are not white supremacists or National Socialists either. Gilbert's name is a pseudonym, one he uses as a to pen a furry erotic novel, The Third Reich. Okay. Let me repeat that again. The Third Reich about a young Nazi officer's encounter with an anthropomorphic female snow leopard.
Of course it was the snow leopards. They sided with the Nazis.
God damn it.
He keeps his persona a secret to allow him to attend furry conventions without getting banned, punched in the face, or both. He was not surprised members of his movement were banned from Philadelphia. Quote, many conventions are run by social justice warriors, he said. Several venues talked about banning armbands or other attire as if that somehow applies to us. We don't wear armbands or uniforms. We show up in fursuits like everyone else, so I'm not sure how they would even enforce those bans. And then in parentheses, Newsweek says, like Gilbert, most alt-furries conceal their real identities, and Philadelphia enforced the ban informally, promising to kick out anyone accused of making threats against another attendee, which is what, good for you, Philadelphia. That is actually the way you should do it. The alt-right have disrupted events. In June, a group of alt-right furries posing as cops and journalists claimed a panel at a small convention in Poma, California was promoting pedophilia and animal abuse. The topic, baby furs, furries who age-plays baby animals. Most baby furs are benign, though there is some obscene artwork in dark corners of the internet. The hotel canceled the panel, but charged the organizers $24,000 for off-duty police protection. So we did talk about that before, I believe, on the show. And one of you guys can pick up if you want. On the con having to hire the external security.
What does this prank mean the alt-furries are violent Nazis and white supremacists? Dionysus says that he can't be either because he's Jewish.
Okay. Okay.
So is he just a troll?
I guess. I don't know.
I'm confused.
I'm
I
confused.
just stopped there for a second just to analyze.
Yeah. Oh, the next part's great. Read the next part.
Foxler Nightfire, the head of the Furry Raiders, says he once tried to join a neo-Nazi group but was kicked out for being gay, half Asian, and a furry. That sounds about right.
Let's... Foxler Nightfire, the head of the Furry Raiders, says he once tried to join a neo-Nazi group but was kicked out for being gay, half Asian, and a furry. Okay. Moving on.
Another prominent alt-furry, a rat named Sherman Squeak, claims to be a cross-dressing communist gypsy.
Newsweek could not verify their ethnic backgrounds. Thank you, Newsweek.
Outside of the Philadelphia convention, Babalu, a burly bull-bear hybrid who works for the Defense Department, is equally confused. He's debated politics and checking out fursuits with other smokers. For most furries, he explains, their personas are whimsical performances of earnest representations of what type of animal they believe they personify. That's what makes the Nazi shit so difficult to wrap your head around, he says. Are they just performing, or is it what they legitimately believe? Dio, the Tasmanian devil, thinks she knows the answer. She was featured in Dionysus's fictional helicopter ride, a
Fictional helicopter ride.
self-described communist. She was also at the center of another alt-furry controversy. In response to news that dozens of furry raiders were planning to attend Denver's Rocky Mountain FurCon in April, she tweeted, "Can't wait to punch Nazis." An anonymous furry commented, "Watching you get shot by someone defending themselves from unprovoked assault will be far more entertaining."
Jesus
This prompted
Christ.
Dio to contact the Denver police, who investigated and found the threats credible. The trope led to a Marriott Tech Center to charge the convention additional $22,000 in security fees for off-duty officers. These increased security fees, along with tax problems, the organizers didn't file their nonprofit paperwork on time, and an uproar over news that one of the people behind the event had been convicted of a criminal sexual contact with a minor in the 1990s eventually sunk the convention.
So what they're referencing there is
Rainforest.
No, not Rainforest.
No, that was it.
The one in Denver, the one
Rocky- was it
that
Rocky?
it's what brought us Boozy. Rocky Mountain FurCon. Yeah, RMFC. Yeah.
RMFC.
So they're referring to RMFC here with the convention that kind of fell apart with the tax problem and the additional security fees and everything.
In response, the organizers sent a cease and desist letter to Dio's home, threatening a class action lawsuit that accused her of making false statements to police, which resulted in Boozy as well.
Which resulted in
Yeah.
Boozy. Yep.
As a result of the incident, Dio says she and her family received a barrage of threatening messages. Wow.
Wow. Wow. That's wow.
I could read that, but as pretty much I'm going to rip you to death, and then quite a few vulgarities. Someone wrote to her another vulgarity of very racist comments. Another said that after her grandfather died, she reported these threats to her local police, which were unable to track down her harassers. She says that she bought a gun and started going to the range to learn how to use it.
Damn.
Gee, that's yeah, okay. Dio did not attend Philadelphia, but she did lobby for its alt furry ban. She does not think her harassers are being ironic or just trolling. For months, Dio was a mole in the alt furry chat group on Discord, a private messaging service popular with gamers. The group had hundreds of members with varying rates of activity. After Charlottesville, Dio leaked the contents about a month of conversations. I'm thinking conventions. And whatever.
Conversations. Yeah, I remember these leaks.
Yeah. Many of the comments were racist, but more disturbing to Dio. One of the alt furry members suggested hiring a hitman to kill her. Dio gave this information to our local police. My family's Jewish, Dio says. I'm not using the term Nazi without knowing the full weight of what it means.
Damn.
That's pretty
terrifying.
Gilbert, the Third Reich author.
God damn it. I can't handle that name. Really,
was the head of the alt furry Discord server. He says the group was not a meeting house of Nazis. I've always considered alt furry a big tent movement on the right of the fandom. He tells Newsweek he didn't want to ban anyone because some might consider their views bigoted or unsavory. The day after Dio leaked the chat, someone also leaked a left-wing private furry chat. Dio was also a member of that group, although a fairly inactive one. Chat also had Mole, who was actually a raven.
Who's actually a raven?
Oh,
that's just Newsweek explaining their species.
Okay. And its logs contain multiple calls for violence. Some members discussing making bombs. One even proposed poisoning Foxler, the leader of the furry raiders, with polonium?
Yeah, I think polonium.
Polonium?
Whatever.
They're dumb and they shouldn't have said that shit, Dio says about the chat. I've been telling them for months to stop saying that kind of cringy stuff. You want to pick up?
Yeah, I can pick up. The alt furries, however, say that they take those chat logs very seriously. The anonymous Raven says the chat was used to indoctrinate left-leaning furries into communism. Quote, 90% of the furries who proudly proclaim they want to punch Nazis are in there, end quote. Just gonna keep reading here. Perhaps, but there are real connections between alt furries, white supremacists, and even the mayhem last August in Charlottesville. In the Discord leak, Dionysus said he had sent his helicopter comic to Christopher Cantwell to get some airtime on Cantwell's YouTube show. Cantwell was one of the more prominent alt-right leaders in Charlottesville and was charged with 3 felonies as a result of the violence of the event. So this is a real... This guy that they're talking about now is a full, involved in this shit, okay?
Can I say that I'm German and I would punch a Nazi?
There was even one former furry holding a tiki torch amongst the alt-right in Charlottesville, a golden retriever named Golan Zoltan. The most damning link between white supremacists and alt-furries is Nathan Gate, a young alt-right neo-Nazi. He does not consider himself a furry, but he helped to create and moderate the alt-furry Discord channel. He also set up the altright.com server for the news commentary website run by the alt-right reader Richard Spencer. Gate even organized the campaign against Califer Convention in Pomona, posing as a local reporter calling the hotel while mobilizing alt-furries to do the same on Discord. At the rally in Charlottesville, Gate recorded a 2.5-hour live stream of the day's chaotic events. In the stream, he was surrounded by neo-Nazis and white polos, armed militiamen, and even David Duke, one of the country's most prominent white supremacists, so I'm sure all of you guys have heard of David Duke. Despite these credentials, his ties to the furries have upset his prejudiced pals. Quote, I consider furries degenerates and only worked with them to accomplish common goals like getting Califer shut down, Gates says. The association is causing problems for me, quote unquote. And then there's Gates' 18-year-old girlfriend, KK Cutie. Really?
Wow.
Okay. She offers anecdotal evidence that furries are being recruited by Nazis. Gate and that person have been dating for over a year, but she stopped being furry only a few months ago. She was perhaps one of the most protesters on the alt-furry Discord and one of the ones who talked about hiring a hitman to kill Dio. I think alt-furry ends up being kind of an exodus for many furries, she says, quote, as they are dragged further right, they start to mature in mind and body and in turn grow out of the whole furry thing and leave it behind for real political activism. I've experienced this firsthand as well as witnessing several of my friends do the same, quote unquote, she says.
Actually, they just use cult tactics.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, this is actually kind of why I wanted to read this, and we're going to get into this further in the article. But what the scariest part of this is that the people who are into this extremist shit, right? And by the way, I would define extremism as one of two things. Either A, just threatening violence in general.
And
right?
Nazis.
And Nazi. Or B, people who literally hate people for the way they're born. Just straight up. Like, not hating a person because they threaten violence, hating a person because they hate people because of literally something they can't even control. Like, I don't know, pick minority group, whatever, pull it out of your ass. Point is, what's scary is these extremist people, now that I've defined these extremist people, they pick on people who don't fit in. They pick on people who are in fringe weird groups. They pick, right, this Foxler kid, I don't know much about him, but you can imagine Foxler like, being kind of like a weird jokey guy, making like a joke about like some stuff, not, really doing his research, being like some Nazi, like, what do you think about like some Nazi shit? And some person's like, dude, that's horrible. You can't joke about that. And then he's like, what? What do you mean you can't joke about it? And then gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into it, not understanding why people are shitting on him because he's just a weird misfit. And he's like, wow, everybody just shits on me now. And then guess what? The extremist group picks up on that person and goes, wow, your friends don't include you? They shit on you? Oh, wow. You should come join us. It's fucking scary, and it happens.
It's cult tactics.
It's cult tactics. But it's
the same thing of you manipulate people into people who are outcast or pushed aside, and you take them on and you give them. So if someone doesn't have much attention, you praise them and give them attention and a lot of attention, pretty much in a way that makes it seem like they're very welcoming. They can't, and then from that you turn it around, and after they've been praised, you kind of start pointing different views towards them or how to adapt to different views. And then from that, you take it that if they ever leave, then they'll lose all contact with them, and then you're banished, and, we'll never talk to you again. And it pretty much causes isolation. It's one of the classic cult tactics that is used all the time. Or they would use threats like, oh, if you leave here or this, you're probably going to die, everyone's going to abandon you. Again, that comes with the personality of abandonment and death threats after you try to leave a group.
And that's the thing is, like, do not underestimate somebody's willingness to do whatever it takes to belong. And that is what creates a lot of this stuff.
Humans are social creatures. So
yeah. And not even just talking about people who threaten violence, which is bad, but people who specifically, if you literally hate somebody for the way they're born, then wow, you need to fucking be questioning your decisions. So this person, the article's almost done now, by the way. So this person says, so KK Cutie says she was truly radicalized into her white supremacy by the alt-right, but the alt-furries were her gateway out of the shaggy subculture. In leaked chat logs, you can see her contempt for furries grow as she discusses making money doing fan art for her fluorescent friends, I think is quote, if I draw furry porn for them, she wrote, they give me money. They go broke, they starve, killing commies and degeneracy at the same time. Quote unquote. Same person, not going to say the name, words. Dio claims prove her point about the racism of the alt-furries. They, white supremacists, use these nerd groups because it's prime picking grounds, she says. They're full of bitter, sad, lonely people. Quote unquote. This is from the person who is radicalized, admitting this. Let me read that again. They, white supremacists, use these nerd groups because it is prime picking grounds, she says. Quote, they are full of bitter, sad, lonely people. That's a fucking warning right there to you guys of the kind of shit coming down the pipe. Hell hath no furry. Back at Furrydelphia, Junis is packing up his wares after a successful day of business at the convention's Mertz room. The anti-Nazi stickers sold quickly. Donations are going to the Charlottesville Relief Fund, he says, and they appeared much more popular than the forbidden alt-right furries. Dionysus stayed hoiled up in his hotel room, not wanting to attract the attention of the Furrydelphia attendees on the lookout for him and his cohorts. He says he spent the weekend visiting his friends in the area and never entered the convention space, which was in a separate wing of the hotel. While most of the furries at Furrydelphia considered the event a success, the controversy around the alt-furries is still swirling. Recently, some furries threatened to boycott this year's FurryCon in upstate New York after one of the organizers said on Twitter that Black Lives Matter was a hate group like the KKK. For Affinity, the furry equivalent of Facebook, thanks Newsweek, not quite, but okay, also banned Nazi images and iconography, leading to one alt-furry to threaten a lawsuit, and both sides of the conflict keeping tabs on each other on social media, blocking their critics, and following them on alternative accounts. Apparently, they've really gotten under each other's fur, as the article finishes. But anyway, so yeah. That's the end of that Newsweek article. Some things I didn't know when I first read that. It's a combination of like hysterical and terrifying reading that.
Yeah.
Because like
That's fucked up.
it makes sense though why extremist groups prey on like why that happens.
Well, because it's easy for them.
Yeah. It's easy for them to find outcast people and it's fucking terrifying. It's just my God, like you don't think of that being a problem in your own community. And like, I'm lucky I don't know anybody who's been involved in any of it on any type of extreme. I've never been close to anybody who's threatened violence against anybody, but I guess I just pick good friends or something. But
That's so fucked up.
yeah, it's
Well, it's a double-edged sword too. Is like not accepting the person behind the theory of what's going on further pushes them more to the cult side of things. So if it's one of those things that it's hard, it's a catch-22 because you can't welcome them, but at the same time you can't banish them because it just fuels it further.
Yeah, you got to kind of handle that. I mean, that's... You know who I wish was on the show tonight? Shout out to Wishstone Dragon. I don't know if Wishstone is listening. We got to have her on the show next time she's in the area. I think in a couple weeks. Wishstone is a community manager for a couple different game organizations over the years. So like she deals with like the problem people who like harass groups or like get banned from the game. Like that's her job to handle that. And I would love to hear her take on like how to handle people like that at cons and stuff, because that's the issue. And, and there's a lot of people, a lot of you guys in chat are like, wow, I can't believe like common sense. It just seems so easy to like not be part of a fucking crazy extreme group. Yes, you say that, but for the person who maybe hasn't done their research, makes a couple jokes, thinks that the jokes are just funny, gets outcasted for it, and it gets worse and worse, or just doesn't fit in because they're weird and gets preyed on, it fucking happens, and it's scary, but it's God.
It doesn't happen from just a few jokes. There's usually bigotry and hatred that's there prior to that. My Beetle's back.
Your Beetle's back on the screen. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, but either way, this is why you should just kind of take people individually as they are and let people be and live and not shit on people based on things they can't control.
You can shit on Nazis, though.
Nazis shit on people for things they can't control. It's a pretty easy distinction there.
There's no part of me that will ever defend a Nazi or a white supremacist in any case.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But and by the way, I just want to say, I know there's probably a lot of you guys listening who are like, oh God, I don't want to hear this, or like, this is horrible, move the hell on. Like, I get it. Yeah, but like, this shit affects people who go to the same con as you, so just saying it, I thought it was worth a read. And I think Newsweek did a good job, by the way, too, so, I don't know if I can really vouch for the rest of Newsweek's stuff, but I like the way they wrote that. I think it was good. They definitely did their research too. They talked to a lot of people and they covered it good. So, but yeah. All right, now we can move to.
Well, I had the court counter response to this from Dio, to be honest.
You have it there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have it in the news.
Okay. I'll use the regular news music for that, I guess.
And it was how white nationalists court internet nerd culture.
How white nationalists court internet nerd culture. We should interview Dio sometime.
She has pictures of me and her with Paul the Leg.
Oh, really?
Nerd and online communities are ripe for harvesting grounds for neo-Nazism. Bigotry festers like a wound, and preventing society and subcultures from going gangrene is about knowing the warning signs and identifying it early, and preventing the spread. White supremacist groups have strategies that work on selling people on their beliefs. I'm going to discuss a few here, and how these tactics are especially appealing towards internet nerd spaces. Isolated, lonely, insecure, unfulfilled, bitter young men who feel that society largely has abandoned them and denies them the opportunities they feel entitled to are prime targets to these groups. White supremacist recruiters approach these angry young men and tell them that they are special and have greater destiny. They're told that every white man carries a legacy mantle of superiority because every white man bears the lineage of advancements and accomplishments of all white men throughout history. That every white man is imbued with his forefathers with an important destiny to defend the white race. Thus, the lonely need not achieve anything himself to hold his position of power and supremacy. His accomplishments and that of the recruiter can flatter him for simply being that he was born white. These tactics transform nerdy, bullied young men into proud white warriors, making them useful tools for the promotion of the growth of the white supremacist ideology and the agendas. Neo-Nazi groups neo-Nazi groups are known for utilizing the insecurities and loneliness in their targets as an effective recruiting method and radicalizing tactics, especially when tailored to large audience of socially awkward internet nerds. Another key strategy in the white supremacist recruitment are online communities that warmly welcome new members. Once lured into such group, the recruit is given a surge of support, validation, and esteem boosting. The new members are told that they belong, that they may not fit in real life or social cliques, but that they fit into this group, and that the other group members care about them. Hours will be invested in grooming new recruits, befriending and talking with them, and giving them as much attention as they deserve and need. Active chats are appealing to those who are bored and isolated and only want some kind of human contact, but have trouble getting it elsewhere due to social awkwardness. White supremacist groups offers a sense of community and belonging, and it slowly cultivates the recruits into the sense of loyalty towards the group. Again, these are cult tactics.
Yeah.
That you'll see in many different things, even like Scientology back in the day. I'm trying to think of drink the punch, Yeah.
Well, I mean, what was I going to say? That's like how Scientology works. By the way, Going Clear, I believe, a documentary by HBO about Scientology, highly recommended. Fascinating. I would someday if you're bored on on a weekend or something, I highly recommend watching it. It's amazing because what it shows is that at a low, very baseline level, cult tactics are very positive for people, which is how they get you in. But in actuality, they're fucking horrifying. But it shows that. It shows like how these people get started and how they get involved in it and how they get pulled in. And it really makes you humanize with people. Because like a lot of times, we can sit here and think, oh, well, I have common sense. Well, I would never join Scientology. Okay, great. But you need to learn to actually humanize how people get involved in that stuff. And Going Clear, I thought, did a very good take on actually helping you understand why people join something like that, whether it be Scientology or something like any extremist group. But anyway, sorry to interrupt your reading.
My beetle friend disappeared again. So.
Oh, okay. He'll come back, I'm sure. Sorry, it could be. I'll say they. We don't know the gender of the beetle.
For those desperate for friendship or to feel included, this is an incredibly potent lure. These groups can have darker tactics as well, with leaders telling their members that they cannot leave or return to people outside of the group. Many reasons are given, but most commonly this inability to leave is posed as there being some boogeyman outsider, like social justice warriors, who will eventually toss them out, bully them, ostracize them, or attack them. Leaving the group is framed to members as ruining their only chance of fun, true friendship, or inclusion. Members are told that they must remain in the group because within the group is the only place it is safe to freely express themselves, that their opinions are too radical to be accepted elsewhere, or that their truth will be brutally suppressed by outsiders. And within a group, they are the only people who will ever accept them for who they are. The outside world is cast as some nebulous, omnipotent power. That is held back from harming the member only by the protection of the group. All of this forges fear and friendship together into chains that trap people into toxic white supremacist spaces. And there's actual screenshots of this all being used, too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's the other thing, too, is because, the problem is, some people get intense into the social justice stuff, and I've definitely met people who are like, if you, I'm going to try to be a good person so much so that if you don't follow these exact things, then I'm going to treat you like shit. And that sucks, but that's just a shitty person, right? Like saying, oh, I'm going to work hard to include minority groups. That's a good thing. And whenever anybody threatens violence, I completely understand somebody saying, wow, it's really terrible that person threatens violence. But the important thing is that you realize there are still ways that you can be a good person and improve society without necessarily banning anybody who also wants to be nice to that minority group, right? You can't have somebody say, hey, I think we should, be more careful about, protecting gay people. And then, it's really shitty when people don't protect gay people. And then you saying, what do you mean it's shitty? I'm free to do what I want. And then be like, well, we obviously shouldn't support gay people now because only social justice warriors want us to support gay people. What? You did bam, bam, back and forth, both sides. What are you doing? No. If somebody's an asshole, let them be an asshole. You can still be a good person on your own and help the rest of society grow. Just you don't have to be a centrist asshole either. You can do it in a reasonable way. Just saying.
Anyhow, to continue to kind of educate people on how to avoid these types of things. White supremacist groups are often offer simple, appealing answers that typically allow the recruit to avoid personal responsibility and instead blame all others on the problems on outside forces. His lack of friendships lies in the public schools, indoctrinating children with liberal lies. His lack of romantic partners is the fault of feminism. His lack of college degree is due to equal opportunity laws and affirmative action. His lack of employment is a fault of globalist elites.
I love the equal opportunity laws one, where it's like, oh, I didn't get my degree because it was given to an immigrant. Ugh.
His lack of fulfillment in his life is due to societal anti-whiteness. His unhappiness is the fault of others thrusting white guilt upon him. The messages towards new recruits will be tailored exactly what they desire to hear, and what personally affects the recruit the most, and what harms they've been through in their past.
AKA, it's society's fault that X thing in your life isn't going right.
The pieces of which the neo-Nazi recruiter slowly builds towards tying as the fault of Jews, Muslims, people of color, LGBTQ, anti-racists, and other outsiders. This tactic means dehumanizing enemies, first so that the recruit does not empathize with other people, and that the white supremacist group targets. If someone is trying to make you believe that a certain group of people are innately better or worse than others, it is important to recognize it as the red flag it is and catch it early, as it is a dehumanizing tactic. Dehumanizing the designated enemy group is the necessary first part of bigotry. Once the recruit believes that some group of people is somehow lesser or beneath them, it becomes easier to rationalize the violent end goals and actions against them. Common tactics that white supremacist groups use in convincing others and their truth are cherry-picked statistics, debunked pseudoscience, racist memes, jokes, and straight fear-mongering lies about certain groups of people. White supremacists often pass pseudoscience as absolute fact in a gambit for legitimacy in pushing that there are ideas and agendas. IQ is a pseudoscience that white supremacists have clung to for decades, and its reemergence in commonly shared memes. The IQ pseudoscience facts, most of those memes and YouTube videos cite from one particular book, The Bell Curve Intelligence and Class Structure in American Life by Richard J. Herrnstein and Charles Murray, that collected much of the bad, bogus science on biological determination and racist prejudice and copied it into one text. The bell curve at the time of publication was lauded as scientific and unbiased. New Republic editor Andrew Sullivan defended devoting an entire magazine issue to promoting the book, saying that the notion that there might be resilient ethnic differences in intelligence is not, we believe, an inherently racist belief. Other critics at the time were well promoted the book as sound science. However, since then, the research and data has been debunked. Adolph Reed describes the bell curve thusly. What really drives this book and reflects the Debaldism of Murray's and Henderson's combination is its claim to demonstrate black intellectual inferiority. They use IQ to support TUFER, opposition to affirmative action, which overplaces the incompetent blacks in contention that black poverty derives from the existence of an inherently inferior black underclass.
Jesus fucking Christ.
This was actual science.
I know it was an actual thing that they tried to promote.
The bell curve is embedded in the intellectual apparatus of the crypto-fascist right. The claims that the bell curve have already been thoroughly debunked more than a decade prior by Stephen Jay Gould, a classics work, and the pseudosciences behind eugenics, the mismeasure of man. But in 1994, the public enthrallment with the bell curve and its garbage science remains, especially in white supremacist circles where sections are readily used as facts to persuade other people. It's one of those things where you tell a jury, a certain thing, and it says remove, discredit that, or but it's already been said, so people already assume it. So it's one of those things that it's hard to go backwards, or
once people believe pseudoscience, it can be kind of That
was the whole thing with like fake news, like people that were subjected to fake news or fake news articles. Once they believed them, it was hard to discredit that fake news as fake because they already had a standard belief that they assigned to it.
Yeah. Reading some of these clips that they have, like taken out.
Yeah.
Just, what the fuck?
Yeah. The screenshots in the article.
Yeah.
Whoops. All right.
The research data by Murray and Henderson relied on their centralized claims of connection between race and intelligence was funded by a pioneer fund described by London Sunday Telegraphy as a neo-Nazi organization closely integrated with the far right in American politics. The Pioneers Fund mission is to promote eugenics, a philosophy that maintains that genetically unfit individuals or races are a threat to society. The cited research was then used in the book as just as questionable as its funding. Richard Lynn, the source of much of the book's claims on Asian IQs, is described by Murray and Henderson as a leading scholar of racist and ethnic differences. Lynn has stated that what it is called for here is not genocide, the killing off of population of incompetent culture, but we do need to think about realistic in terms of phasing out such people. Evolutionary progress means the extinction of a less competent to think otherwise is more sentimentality, which is a thinly veiled promotion of ethnic cleansing.
God, I'm reading these screenshots. They're so fucking terrifying. It's not even the first time I've seen them, but every time I see them, I just reread them over and over, and I go, oh my fucking God. And yeah, alt-furry is part of that. We're a subculture, and this is organizing of frustrating young men in this subculture tired of being demonized.
The Victorian pseudoscience of cranial measurements was used as a measure of intelligence, but Rushton's measurements of intelligence did not even stop at measuring skulls. It branched into the sizes of breasts, the size of your buttocks, and genitals as measuring of intelligence.
Uh-huh.
Rushton told Rolling Stone that it's a trade-off, more brain or more penis. You can't have everything. Sexual deviancy aside, in a 1986 article, Rushton claimed that the Nazi war machine owed its success and strength to radical purity and stated that shifting demographics were endangering our Northern European Western civilizations.
They want to put us all in prison camps unless we put them in prison camps first. Really? I don't even mean to laugh because it's fucking fuck, God, people are they think they're cornered animals, but in reality, they're just fucking crazy.
Dude, this shit is fucked up.
It's terrifying.
Cults usually are.
Yeah. Another person says, quote, "We're going to get cracked down on regardless of whether we're sound or reasonable or not. The media apparatus and the deep state are already getting ready to do it as soon as Trump has gone one way or the other." Have you ever read a book like, what?
So again, with like the amount of shared media and stuff online, statistics like this are made up and shared online all the time to bolster a false sense of scientific legitimacy. Says, the more shares, the more truthful it is. And these lies should not be seen what they are and denounced. Neo-Nazis pretend that falsified information can lend into scientific authority and legitimacy, and it's a dangerous place because, to the uninformed, such lies may be taken as fact and the open door for further radicalization by neo-Nazi recruiters or retort. The people neo-Nazis target long for feeling intelligent, informed, rational, and scientific, and neo-Nazi groups are more than happy to manufacture falsehoods to feed those desires and include those people into their groups. We are a visual species. Images catch our attention far more than text and simple ideas. By image spread far faster and wider than written ideas that take more time to digest and read. Memes are used by white supremacist groups as propaganda materials, created for viral spreading and normalizing white nationalism.
All right, I think we... I mean... I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we get it, and I hope most of you guys in the chat room get it. But
I'll read the last paragraph here. So,
okay,
because there's more to this, but let's just jump ahead.
Okay.
What to do about it? Hopefully now that you know a bit more of what to look for and how to spot these tactics and a bit about why fascist white supremacists appeal to some people, hopefully you will not fall for the rhetoric tricks and recruitment traps. In this, we must look out for each other. If someone you know begins to oppose this ideology, it is important that it is confronted. Ask the person you know why they feel that way. Ask them if they feel alone or powerless. Ask if they need a friend. Discuss why dehumanizing others is wrong and strive to facilitate empathy. Part of saving our friends and acquaintances who feel isolated or sad or angry from being preyed upon by bigots group who feel isolated or sad or angry from being preyed upon by bigotous groups is us being supportive while clearly condemning the hateful ideology or beliefs. This is, of course, not a call to go out and actively befriend deeply fanatical neo-Nazis. These sort of people require a deeper deprogramming that is not feasible for most people to attempt. While I'm talking about the catching conversations early and nipping it in the bud, protecting ourselves and people who are already our friends from these manipulation tactics.
There you go. So anyway, basically, these people are terrifying, and as much as you want to laugh at it, just be careful. Careful out there. And
I don't know how it's a thing. I honestly don't know.
Because people don't want to think about how... Honestly, it's almost a lazy tactic to try to make society better, rather than being like, oh, hey, I want to debate this. I want to talk about this. I want to ask you these questions. Oh, so, like, there's a minority group and we should help them in what way? Well, does that help them? Does that not help them? Let's ask those people. There's so many ways that you can work with people, your friends, society, people around you to try to do good things besides, oh, these people are doing something that I disagree with, therefore they're the problem. We need to, like, completely remove them from society. I mean, I hope these people that are into this weird shit just kind of find their own little hole to just be themselves and don't hurt anybody else. That's really all I could ever ask for. Just don't fucking hurt people. Like, have your shitty opinions all over the place. It's fine.
Yeah, I question how this can happen, but then I think about how the culture is currently, and it makes sense because these types of irrational ideologies only stem from hard economic times or things that are intolerable at the moment. So because that's how Nazis formed, to be honest, was Germany's hard time after World War I. So, I mean, it's one of those things that as times get tougher, we need something to blame besides...
And so you blame the people who are trying to move society forward in a regular way. Yeah. It's kind of, I don't know.
Like you find any kind of scapegoat, because like if everyone's doing wrong, then it's something like, oh well, it's not my fault. Look at everyone's being done. Everyone's in bad shape, and putting that ideology.
People are working so hard to include other people that they're not including me. I think is also a common feeling among those people. It's like, wow, look at all this work that people are doing to include these minorities, but they're not including me, or they're not helping me. You know, like, why are we helping poor people when I can't get a job? You know, type thing. It's like they don't understand the scale of society, and they don't understand where they're at, and all they know is they feel bad and think that everything was just fine, and now help is going in the wrong direction, I guess, is the way they feel, which... You know, fine, if you feel that way, yeah, there's a fun way you can deal with that. You can debate, you can research, you can vote. You don't necessarily need to threaten to kill people. Just saying. Anyway.
I miss the days of debate.
That still happens, just not with these people.
Not with our party. Not with either party, Democrats or Republicans.
Let's not talk about that. Anyway, moving on. You guys are listening to FurCast live on XBN. We'll be back after a quick 10 to 15 minute music break, and we'll read news articles that are not related to all of this shit, hopefully. So, yeah, you guys have that to look forward to.
You're listening to FurCast.
Support for FurCast comes from Patreon users, including Blaze Fusky, Shame on the Photon Wizard, Fayoun, Oliver Fox, Link Shell, Skipper the Otter, Energize the Wolf, Sweetie Darling, Wishstone Dragon, Sniff the Pallid Bat, Jake the Husky, A New Fox, Riley the Wusky, Binary Paws, Fireline Coyote, Craig the Husky, Code Yaks, Loop, Raven Snowfall, Tukiri, Red Maple, Lieutenant Fox, Doxy, Meru Snowmew, D Otter, Nether Lynx, Wup, Adrian the Husky, Archon the Four-Eyed Dragon, Leon Wolfheart, Rourke the Awu, Letho the Pink Wolverine, Decibel Fox, Zuby Zoo the Oreo Tiggy, Vertical Feline, Fuzzy the Fox, Crazy Wolf, A Certain Horse, and Gaia Wellen.
Additional support comes from Twitter users Alpha Werefox, Commander Wolf 3, Magic 7 Wolf, Myron the Fluffy, Fishykin, XSS Fox, Drop Table Foxes, Parafender, Dapper Panther, Z-Lig on Twitter at Stealthy Dragon, 12 on Twitter at The Lion Thing, Nia on Twitter at Secretkins, Shua on Twitter at Pulsing Panther, Coda Winter on Twitter at Dakota Wolf 12. From Telegram users, Mike Chrome. And from YouTube channels, Anthony Wolf Gaming and Weasel Level Design by Hayu the Fluffy Scarf.
Additional support for FurCast comes from Devin D. Parlett in the Furry Hockey League at furryhockeyleague.com, Macrowolf at macrowolf.com, Shisha Sheppy, who's a good boy, Harry Who Ink Pen Mouse at harrywho.com, Fishmeister Cod, still not a furry since February 2011, Neshoba Silver Wolf, FA user Silverwolf-1122. Little Sunshine and Scootaloo with the unofficial XBN Xbox app at patreon.com/horseapps. FurCast's #1 Wimpy fan, Tyler the Wusky. Chris Tail on FA, specializing in Toonie art. The Church of Yiswar, worshipping lynx since the year Tuft. X the Fox, the real Blue Fox. Xeno Snowfox on FA. Kumo, wishing everyone a :3 day. To Bunny Boy, who says at Paradox, bunnies are friends, not food. Super Dwarf with anthrolinks.net. Skycorp, creating transformative technologies for mature audiences at skycorp.global. Zoopy Zo, supporting Tim Tam Anonymous meetings. Kranos, who says Circles are rubbish. Meds the Fox and Mississippi Anthropomorphics. Like our Facebook page at facebook.com/msanthro. Techwin, TC Fox, and Kaiwana of the InFurSec Den. Sylvan Scott on Fur Affinity with macro, micro, and hyper fiction stories. Shadowclaw Studios. Check out our Facebook page for links to our gaming streams.
the Feline Support Alliance, who says, "Meow, meow, 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 meow." Jacket Airlines, we still and always will land on our feet. Silver Gatoman at patreon.com/Silver Gatoman. And Cheetah Paws, for a daily dose of bulgy arts. Support him at patreon.com/Cheetah Paws.
Support for FurCast comes from Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, and from listeners like you. To become a patron and learn more about supporting FurCast, visit furcast.fm/donate.
This is XBN.
This is the Zana Broadcasting Network.
You guys are listening to FurCast Live on XBN. First of all, that was Voyager, the Archetype remix, originally on the album Theoretical Physics. I highly recommend checking that out. You can download that and lossless for free on Archetype's Bandcamp page. Also, shout out to Shisha, who just joined the chat room. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? I think it might be
Shisha.
Might be Shisha. Is it Shisha though?
He's a good boy.
I think it is Shisha.
He's a very good boy.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys are listening to FurCast Live on XBN. One more track, and then we'll probably be back after a break. This track is called Globe Warmer. It's interesting. It's very glitchy. It's very electro-y. So, yeah, have fun. We'll be back, guys. Welcome back to FurCast, live on XPN. That track was Globe Warmer by BioBlitz with a Z, all one word. Since I know our track list bot in the chat room wasn't working, it should be on Twitter though. Yeah, it should be on Twitter. On twitter.com/XanaNP, XANANP. We'll give you all the now playing track title information. Anyway, so yeah, welcome back to the show, guys. Hope everybody's doing good.
My beetle likes fruit.
Yeah. The beetle likes fruit, but it doesn't like Tim Tam.
Nope.
Yeah. I like how you guys kind of shared a Tim Tam there.
He's eating fruit.
No, if we had fruit, he'd eat fruit.
Oh. Is that actually a beetle? What are those things?
They're stink bugs.
Yeah, well, okay, what's their like actual name?
Stink bug. Hold on a
He's just
second.
chilling, yo. He's just.
Here we go. They are the brown marmorated stink bug.
Oh, they're actually called stink bugs.
Yes, or BMSBs.
BMSB.
Yo, BMSB!
What up, BMSB?
Or simply,
like
the stink bug is an insect family in the, not going to read that, native to China, Japan, Koreas, and Taiwan. It was accidentally introduced into the United States, with the first specimen being collected in September 1998. The brown marmorated stink bug is considered to be an agricultural pest, according to Wikipedia. Or should I say, the things that people have referenced and then written onto Wikipedia. But yeah. They're annoying as fuck, and Pharaoh keeps playing with that one, which means at some point he's probably going to accidentally kill it, and then it's going to stink to high heavens, because that's what they do, which is why...
No, I've been petting him, and he likes it, because he
yeah,
keeps
okay.
coming back to me.
Yep.
Where is he now?
On the other side of my mouse.
Oh.
We tried to feed him Tim Tams, but then we found out that they eat fruit.
So, CJ, question for you.
Hi.
During the last segment, we talked about all that stuff, and we did the music break, and so I was reading chat.
Okay.
Somebody asked a very important question. Are you thick, or are you thick? Like THICC thick?
I'm definitely thick.
Okay.
2 C's.
All right.
Fuck the K.
Just checking. I just wanted to know.
Yeah,
I know it's probably sensitive. You don't want to necessarily...
Yeah, and just so, that's good. Thanks for asking, because now it clears the air, because
Yeah.
there was some confusion.
Yeah,
and now there's no
I had to
confusion.
make sure. I mean, I was kind of worried.
Thick.
Didn't really,
2 C's.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
good thing we got that
Yeah, thanks.
all
Thank you
figured out for you
for
guys.
bringing that up. That was actually something really important to me. I'm just touched
Okay.
internally
Yeah.
by how much you care.
Well, now I know.
Just love you.
Do you have any fruit to feed this stink bug?
I want to
I
date
feel like
you.
he's hungry.
I hate you.
Just be my mate, please.
The thing that I've been trying to get out of this room, and Pharaoh's like, I want to pet it.
I want to feed it.
I want to feed it. I hate you so much sometimes.
They come
Anyway.
indoors for the winter.
So here's an idea. MFF is next week, right?
Yeah.
So we're not going to do a show next week,
No.
but then we're probably going to do a big show after MFF.
Are we?
I'd imagine.
Okay.
So anyway, this is how organized we are, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. I'm like, how does FurCast plan things?
we
Good.
don't.
Good one. Anyway, so,
Funny.
but no, I'll say this. What do you guys say we read 1 or 2 more articles, okay?
Okay.
And we call it a night. We grab some food, and we go to the house, because I know you needed help finishing up stuff before tomorrow when the construction people will come over again to help us with, the actual stuff that we can't do. So you're not answering me.
He's not paying attention.
What
We
do
need to
you
name
think
the stink bug.
about
Kaiwana says we need to name the stink
know,
bug.
that sounds-
Is that what you were thinking?
I
of?
want to
Yeah.
know. We can't name it because once you name it, you get attached.
What do they say? Once you catch feels on Baby Driver.
We catch feels. Yeah, that's
You
what it
can't-
is.
you can't catch feels.
You can't catch feels. I love the internet so much sometimes.
You can't catch feels, because once you catch feels, it's
That's what Kai wanted. That's why you like the air conditioner so much, which, by the way, is gone.
Don't catch
The air conditioner is gone.
Oh
Okay.
wait! He's
What?
never seen Baby Driver, so that reference
Ah!
made absolutely no sense.
Yeah. You
God.
haven't seen Baby Driver.
You're so stupid, Pharaoh.
You know, it would be great though if
I'm just kidding. I love you.
Wow. But no, I was just gonna say, wouldn't that be great if we maybe got together and just watched the movie a second time so we could show it to him?
Well, what if? What if
everybody
We
came
made plans.
a second time,
What if we made plans, to
including a
watch
few
the
other
movie?
people?
Yeah.
Yeah, a second time to watch the
second
movie.
time.
Oh wait, that already happened.
Oh,
And he
wait,
still didn't
he
come.
failed. That's cool, dude.
Yep.
His name is Bernice Sinclair.
What were
That's a pretty shitty name for a stink bug. I'm just gonna.
what were the what was it? Be what? Be what?
Kai, one of the air conditioners just put away in a closet because it's winter in the northern hemisphere.
So, right now, when springtime rolls around, you take
Air conditioner will be back. Yeah.
you take it out of the closet.
Yeah.
Is that a forced decision, or is it? I mean, is the air conditioner comfortable with you taking it out of the closet?
Don't
Because many
think-
people leave the closet on their own. Some people get outed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, he forcefully put it in the closet.
We're having
What?
like 6 conversations at once right now, so let's stick to the fact that we're shitting on Pharaoh for not seeing a movie first.
I was just.
No,
I'm
I
concerned
agree. I
about your air
understand your
conditioners,
concern, but
you know,
Air conditioners.
air condition. No, the air conditioner's like it's sexuality. I mean, what if he's not comfortable with coming out of the closet so soon? What if he wants to?
Kawana suggested Stink Bug Hotel.
Okay, stink bug.
So he left that way, and then eventually he'll be back over here. I'm not sure when, but
I don't know what temperature it is. Hey Siri, what's the temperature outside in Celsius?
oh, there he is.
It's 5 degrees Celsius outside.
I like how it makes the like burr, it's cold noise. So yeah, there you go.
He's just following the wire. So I'm pretty sure he's going down the yellow wire, down across the floor, and up probably your headphone wire.
Fuck. All right, my headphones are not touching that wire
'Cause-
anymore.
Yo, he's just chilling.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I guess I can help you guys with the new studio tonight.
Well, you don't need to help
Oh
tonight,
my
but
God.
tomorrow, tonight you could go home and get
Well,
sleep,
let's
and then
just do it
tomorrow
tonight.
you
No,
could
because I've been staying up till 3 in the morning anyways.
Oh, okay.
So let's just as long as do I have something else that I could like wear?
Yeah, probably.
Steven, would I fit in some of your clothes?
Who's Steven?
Pharaoh.
Oh.
Steven. Have you seen those YouTube videos? Like the girl, like, she uses the Snapchat filter that makes her head like square. And her
No.
boyfriend is Steven. She goes, Steven. Steven.
I've not. I've lost touch with
The outside world.
memes.
Oh,
New
it's not really a
memes.
meme. It was just a video that she made. It was quite entertaining.
So your level of entertainment and my level of entertainment.
Yeah, well, I'm a child on the inside. So.
okay.
Yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm a young pup.
I like researching things and watching documentaries and expanding my knowledge base.
Meanwhile, I'm just a pooch.
Pooch. Pooch.
Pooch.
Pooch. Pink pooch.
Husky pooch. Pooch.
I just saw this article and like I now want to watch this show
What show? What article?
from Japan.
I like Japan.
There's a video.
Of course we have to play the video now. We're probably going to get a copyright strike. Thanks, Pharaoh. I will play maybe like a moment of this. All right, so what is it?
A news article.
Okay.
It looks amazing.
Oh, I did see this.
I didn't see this yet.
Indeed.
Slippery Stairs is the Japanese game show the world never knew we needed.
Somebody says because the stink bug is on the audio cable, we should name the stink bug Mackie.
Mackie?
That offends me, but okay.
Most of us never knew. I used to love MXC, speaking of like Japanese game shows. MXC, where
Yeah, MXC was good.
the dubbed over version, American version, was great.
Was good.
What was the other one? There's another crazy one.
What about not the Ninja Warrior one? Ninja Warrior. Blah, blah, blah. Wasn't that another one?
There was another one. I can't think of it, but yeah, you know what I'm thinking of.
I think so. Yeah. What? No.
For anybody who didn't have this TV show syndicated to them, what is it? Can you describe?
It's like
Crack.
no. Yeah. It's like normal people. Well, I don't know if they're normal people, but they set up like obstacles that like you think would be like super easy, but they're like super hard.
Yeah.
And like
Jungle
I'm
Gym,
just-
like
yeah,
you have to
Jungle
like
Gym
run,
kinda stuff.
jump, grab a bar, swing from the bar.
Yeah.
My
and,
favorite
like,
ones are
climb
like
up,
the
yeah.
rocks
Normal-
that were like across water, but some of the rocks were just floating.
Yeah.
and
some
not
of them
actually
were solid. Some of them were floating.
So you'd run across, and if you stepped on one of them, you just like slam into the water.
Oh,
Yeah. Or like, yeah, I mean, it was always interesting stuff. Like they would have like rotating like pads that would like go around, and like you have to like jump between them and like not get hit by them, and like people would always like their timing was very poor,
Right.
and they just get knocked out, and it's hilarious. Like, yeah, but like the Japanese like dubbed over ones, like it was just great because like there's just so much yelling and there's so much enthusiasm. Like,
Yeah.
it's just hilarious to watch. So I think that's kind of what this is. Slippery Stairs.
Was it Wipeout? No, because Wipeout was the American version of just crap.
Was that a video game?
It was a video game too.
I don't know. I don't remember what it was called.
Anyway, moving on.
It was actually called Takeshi's Castle.
What was the one where like
Takeshi's.
Takeshi's.
what was the one where they had like the
Which was also a video game. Sorry.
the walls moving towards you, and you had to like put your body in like certain positions to like make it through the wall.
Yeah, like
and you can only stay like between
Tetris.
you can only stay like between like two lines that were there was like a foot and a half in between them. So
I
you can't
loved
move.
I loved that one too.
Oh, God,
And I remember they brought that over to America for a little while.
People got knocked out. Oh God, it was so funny. Like there was like the one where there's like a hole like up here, and the person's like, "What the like? How do I make it through that?" Like, they were so good.
Somebody says Total Wipeout started as a British show, and then there was a version made later in the U.S. Anyway,
They're old Spike TV.
Yeah.
they were pretty watchable. Like you could put them on in the background,
Oh yeah.
and it was
You
always
could
great
just-
if people run. You could always just have a couple drinks and just watch people like fail through these obstacle courses.
I want to go. Can we just go to Japan and be on a Japanese game show?
Yeah, I guess so. Sure.
Could we just get a bunch of us just go to Japan?
Yeah, we'll take the bus.
I know. Instead of going to a furry con, could we just go to Japan
Yeah,
and be on a game show?
probably gonna do that anyways sometime in like the next 3 years. I don't know about being on a game show, but
Well, yeah, you got to be on a game show. You can't just go to Japan and not be on a game show.
I was gonna go to Japan and go drifting.
God damn you.
Hey, it's where it originated, man.
I was gonna go to Japan and just hang out with friends
I just
and
want to
eat food and then leave.
go
That's
drifting.
what I do when I visit most places.
Okay, so I'm watching some clips from Total Wipeout, and like, it's just one of those things where like you'd think this would be the easiest stuff, but
When you watch it, you're like, oh, it's actually really
I'm watching it
hard.
in your I'm watching you watch it from your
like
glasses.
this, are you seeing this girl like jump on? Like, there's 5 giant like bouncy balls that she
Yeah.
has to jump over. It's like, oh, this would be easy, but it's like, no, this probably is super hard. Oh, she's gonna fall. She's gonna fall. She's gonna eat it. As soon as she lets, oh, she's gonna go. Oh, yeah. She's in the water. Sorry. Okay.
Most of us never knew that watching six contestants trying to climb the slippery staircase could be so compelling. But here we are in the upside down we call 2017. I haven't seen this yet. So
I'm waiting for you to continue reading. I was just getting it ready.
There's the other one. I can't remember what that's from. There's the two that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Hole in the
Hole
wall.
in the wall. That's what it was. Yeah.
Most extreme elimination.
Okay.
That was it. No, I'm happy now. I like how the two different Japanese game shows
We're in the auto suggestions.
were in the auto suggestions.
I want to watch some Hole in the Wall.
What's that one? Look at that, like the bricks.
Which one right here?
Crazy Japanese game.
Yeah.
Now I just want to watch Japanese game shows.
I'm watching Hole in the Wall.
Okay, keep reading.
I wish we had like.
We have audio listeners.
I know. I'm saying I wish we had like screens that we could just share like each other's screens.
We will in the new studio.
Because I just want to like share CJ's screen just to know what he's watching. Forcefully.
Yeah, that's something I'm doing in the new studio.
So we can like put our screens up?
Yep.
Individually or like it's
Yep.
like a little side thing?
Individually, like we could like pick your machine and like show it and stuff.
I don't know if we want to do that.
An episode from a Japanese game show featuring a slippery set of stairs appeared on YouTube this week, and it has captured the internet for good reason. The display of pure athleticism and the never-ending drama and the joy of watching people in colorful latex onesies tumble downstairs. And there's just
Leave it to you.
There's
Just
tweets of-
just want to point out, leave it to Pharaoh to pick something visually funny to show on a radio show. Just saying. Just saying.
No, anyone who like hasn't heard of it, they can look it up. I mean, it's just slippery stairs.
Yeah. Okay.
But can we just like make a set of slippery stairs like in our backyard? Can we make an obstacle course in our backyard?
Yeah.
Sure, you can do that, Pharaoh.
It is unclear why the show hasn't stormed the rest of the world, but if Twitter can make a movie starring Rihanna and Lupita Nyong'o into reality, it is safe bet that Slippery Stairs is coming to a small screen near you. There's so much love for the show already. And I love the one that someone says, finally a game show that is really the perfect metaphor for life.
All right, so we'll
Sorry.
show a clip of it here.
You're just like zoned in.
I don't know what this video is, if it's like... Of course, if I can... What? Jeez. It's literally a bunch of people climbing up slippery stairs, trying not to fall.
Well, it's Japan,
The
so
dude in the red has got like he's got it down.
Yeah, this guy's like, man, this is just like when I lube up on the weekends. I'm good. I know how
probably
to
like J-Lube on these stairs.
There probably is J-Lube.
Oh,
Oh,
no!
oh no! Oh! They all slipped and fell.
Oh no, not the red guy. He was doing so good.
So this is the thing. Anyway, I don't want to play any more than that because copyright strike. But yeah, that's a thing.
I want to try that. I'm sure I'd be horrible at it, and I'm sure I'd get extremely frustrated, but it would be awesome. Can we do this in our backyard? Can we do this in your pool? Can you empty out your pool? You just fill it with J-Lube and just slide around in it? I'm
She's like, oh, you have a swimming pool. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Why? It's just a pool.
Just like-
don't worry about it. Chemicals are in there.
Just coat it in J-Lube.
Really? It looks like nice water. And don't touch. Don't get near my pool. They like touch it. They immediately just like slip and fall.
Like, why don't we have like game shows in America that are just like that? Like, there's really no purpose. Like, not even a
It's
prize.
boring.
Like, I would just like just a medal. Like, that's all you need. Is just like a stair, like a small little replica staircase, something like that. Like something that's so insignificant. But
Like I won the slippery lube stair game
Yeah,
show.
like
I came number one at climbing slippery stairs. Okay.
instead of like, oh, I won the Super Bowl. Like, yeah, I climbed up slippery stairs.
yeah, but did you make it to the top of the stairs? I did.
I did. You didn't. Look at how many people have won the Super Bowl. So many. Who made it to the top of the slippery stairs?
this guy.
Uno muchacho.
Anyway.
There could be like an advanced level, it's just more stairs. So it's like,
Yeah, there's more stairs. Or like
So
the stairs are
someone-
like they're what I was thinking.
Or they like pour liquid down the stairs
As
would
you're
be-
climbing up 'em?
As you're climbing up 'em.
or they like really fuck with you and like
make side
the stair
steps, like
make the stair
tilt-
like slightly off. Like
Ooh, yeah,
not
that'd
like
be-
a couple degrees. So like it doesn't look like it, but like as soon as you put your hand on it, it's just like
Yep.
you can't get
or
the-
like when you push it, they collapse
Yeah,
as
that-
well.
yeah, that
so
would
that,
work
so
too.
that you
That
don't
would
know
really-
you don't know what's stable and what's not.
that
or
would really fuck you up.
That'd really fuck
Because
you up.
then all your balance would be on the hand that's about to
Yep.
collapse, and you just go sliding back down.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I think we got something here. We can do our own slippery
Can we just
stairs.
make our own game show? Like, just
Yeah.
out of...
slippery stairs. Can
You guys can make your own game show. I'm not.
we do it in the new studio?
Mackerel says, "Beware of lawsuits, Pharaoh."
Be a
I feel
boozy.
like most of ideas that Pharaoh comes up with would result in lawsuits.
We just hire Boozy to like...
Boozy to like be the MC.
and a lawyer, so he can, you know...
I was disappointed in you before. I'm disappointed in you now.
Somebody gets hurt, we can just be like, we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you still watching Hole in the Wall?
No, I'm not. No, it got to the point, and I think it's why I didn't continually watch these shows. Because it got to the point where you're like, these people are just fucking stupid. But like, you think
Speaking
that,
of people who are fucking stupid, this next article that Pharaoh was looking at, I don't know if he's going to read it, but
well, I mean, it's a good segue. So it's like you think that like that these people are just dumb. Like the outline is like of a person with like their arms behind their back, and the one person like up to the challenge, I guess, is just like, it's like, no, you. Anyways, I think that's why.
I mean, we could probably do Hole in the Wall at a con.
Like for fursuit games.
That'd
That would be pretty funny. everyone would just get knocked out.
You need to like have like rent a truck though to like make all of the gigantic
The big
styrofoam.
walls. Yeah, because they're made out of styrofoam, so like you'd have to like just
You have to make multiple of them too.
Can there
Because
be a separate stream that's just CJ's computer screen?
no. Nope, that would not be.
how would you
good.
get those made though? Because they're just styrofoam, and they're like painted over to make them a little stiffer.
Well, I'm sure they probably make them in like a big factory or something with like machines.
Like hole in the wall factory.
yeah, hole in the wall factory out of giant pieces of styrofoam that break. Yeah, that's gotta.
I don't think there's a hole in the wall factory. I think
You don't think that there's a factory that takes these giant pieces of styrofoam and cuts out precise shapes in them? You don't think that exists because there only wasn't a TV show of it.
Yes, I think that a factory
Okay.
that makes
I'm not
styrofoam
saying that there's
probably
a
makes hole in the wall
factory that you
stuff.
can buy these things from. I'm not saying that exists. I'm saying that there's a factory that has big machines that can cut human shapes into big blocks of styrofoam. I'm saying that exists. I'm not saying that there's a hole in the wall factory.
I thought you were saying that there's a hole in the wall factory
No,
that
I'm-
makes specifically only
I'm
hole in the
not
wall
saying-
styrofoam
I'm
walls.
not saying that exists at all because that wouldn't exist. Why would that exist?
That's why I was questioning your logic. I was like, yes, because there is a sole factory that only makes
I'm a
hole in the
dog,
wall.
but I'm not that dumb.
Watch, we both say like this doesn't exist, and it probably does exist.
God
like,
damn it! Now I gotta Google it.
watch, there is a legitimately like a legitimate
Hole
factory,
Wall LLC.
a hole in the wall.
Oh, what am I searching? Hole in the wall factory. There's a hole in the wall sandwich factory.
I just mentioned it's a company that makes restaurants that are like hole in the wall restaurants.
Hole in the wall.
You guys are just.
I don't know how to spell styrofoam.
Styrofoam.
Macrowolf says this is a great debate. Glad you're interested, Macrowolf.
See,
How to patch big holes in
That's the
walls
one
with
with-
expanding foam. That's not what I want. Insulating existing walls with spray foam. How to patch a hole in the wall. That's not what I want.
I want the opposite. Just call the company and be like, yeah, can you do what you do, but just in reverse?
Just how do you make them? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think we're gonna.
I don't think we'll ever find the answer to this.
I don't think so because there's too many other normal things that people look for as far as hole in the wall and styrofoam and other. People aren't looking to make human shapes out of big styrofoam blocks. People are looking how to repair their houses. Like normal people would want to do.
There's styrofoam fake bricks from Foam Factory.
Oh, Foam Factory. They're the ones that made all the foam on the wall that we use. They're the ones that make
these?
acoustic. Yeah. Foam Factory. They're pretty awesome.
Now I'm like my curiosity is already gone well off the deep end, and I want to know how giant styrofoam walls are made. Where's how it's made on hole in the wall?
How it's made. Game shows. Anyway, do you have an article?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but you're not going to read it, are you?
Read it because you said it related to what I just said.
He's distracted. He's one track mind Fox over there, so he's.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
read the article. Now.
I just want to know where styrofoam walls come from.
I'm looking. I'll try to find the answer for you if you read the article. If you don't, I'll click this off.
Church that worships AI.
Sorry.
Really?
One of the articles was sheathing. And I just...
Wow! You are a child.
I know.
I know.
Okay.
I would have laughed too.
I mean, come
I would
on.
have done the same thing in
Come
your
on.
position. Sheathing.
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 Okay. Sorry.
Sorry. Anyway. I don't blame you.
It was just good timing.
It was good. It was yeah. That was good.
All right. Go ahead.
Not.
Not. What? I'm done.
I was just.
Don't
Are
wait-
you done?
Don't wait for me.
Are you done?
Don't wait on me, honey. I'm done. Go ahead. Continue with your article.
So thick.
I am
Headed.
so thick. No, I'm not. Me, thick-headed. Yeah, okay.
Which head?
That was funny. Can we have a sound effect? For
Yeah, we
that
should
in
have
the
a
new-
button.
new studio? Yeah, like a nut button. Have you seen the nut button?
Oh, hi, Beetle. You were like right next to me.
Oh, he
Like,
misses you.
I know. You just want to talk.
He's like, what's he got to say?
I don't have fruit for you.
I
was trying to get fruit for you, but
Where is it? Oh, he's he's right here for those who can't see that on camera. Can you see that on camera? Yeah, you can kind of see it. If you guys watch the 1080 stream, you can see the bug climbing on his mic thing.
buddy, you are making mileage. Like you went everywhere.
Quite the workout.
Like, how did he get back up here though? Like, wasn't that's what I see him go this way, and then he has to come up this way because he doesn't come back this way.
Well, that's why I looked underneath, because before he was crawling down, he was following the yellow brick road, or the yellow cable,
Yellow brick cable.
the yellow coated cable.
Yellow coated cable.
And then that's why I looked underneath, because I was like, okay, he's going down, and then he disappeared. And I'm like, where'd he go?
And now he's just
not,
on your microphone.
He's not coming up here, so that's why I was like looking under the table. I'm like, maybe does he crawl?
Like, does he like?
He's just hanging out. He's just chilling. Now he's upside down. Now he's gonna crawl down or he's gonna make another lap. He's gonna go back around the circle again.
Yeah, now he's on the front on this side.
No, he's coming down.
Oh, he's going down the
What did you want to name him? Sebastian?
Yeah, I forgot what we named him.
Morpheus?
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Belarus Sinclair.
Yeah, you can see him right here. On there.
Stop poking at me.
I can't
He's
see
very
him anymore.
judgmental.
Or he's not on camera anymore. Yeah, he's off camera now. Anyway.
It's okay. He's just booking it.
Oh, he's hauling ass.
Yeah, he is hauling ass. I'll keep my eye on him.
Bugs don't have asses.
Okay, moving on.
They have thoraxes.
At least they don't have cloacas.
Church that
I'm just gonna keep restarting the track every time. Oh, he's turning around.
He's chilling. He's
Yeah,
hanging
he's
out.
chilling. He's chilling at the bottom of the mic stand.
He's hanging out.
Yeah.
church that worships AI God may be the way of the future.
How fucking stupid.
0011001101. Would you ever worship an artificially intelligent God?
No.
You might soon be able, if you are so inclined, to join the bona fide church worshipping an artificial intelligent God. Former Google and
Why
Uber-
don't they just become programmers?
the God or
No,
Yeah.
why are you gonna spend every weekend of your life worshiping AI when you could just like be a programmer?
need help?
Yeah, I think he's.
There you
I
go.
don't think he needs help.
Oh.
No, he's got it. He's climbing on the mic.
I was
Yeah.
gonna give him a finger
Yeah. Anyway,
to lean on.
that's where he is on camera, by the way, guys.
He doesn't like when you poke him though. Former Google and Uber. Stop touching him. Former Google and Uber engineer Anthony Lewandowski, according to a recent back-channel profile, filed paperwork with the state of California in 2015 to establish Way of the Future, a nonprofit religious corporation dedicated to worshiping AI. The church's mission, according to the paperwork obtained by Black Channel, is to develop and promote the realization of Godhead based on an artificial intelligence and through understanding and worship of Godhead, to contribute to the betterment of society. Documents show Lewandowski is CEO and president of Way of the Future, presuming there is no option for high priest. Author and religious studies scholar Candy Can.
Candy can.
This here algorithm says you're going to hell.
You're having a hack God. If you hack God, you become the new God.
Because you... Yeah, that's...
Instead of open the Bible and go to like a certain verse, it's like, open the database and go to table 67.
He's on the backside of the wire here. He's following the yellow wire again.
And remember what we do when everything goes red.
Nope.
RMRF.
Kenny Can, who teaches comparative religion at Baylor University, said Lewandowski's spiritual initiative isn't necessarily that odd from a historical perspective. It strikes me that Lewandowski's ideas read like a quintessential American religion, Can told Seeker. LDS, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and Scientology are both distinctly American traditions that focus on very forward-thinking religious viewpoints.
No.
LDS discusses other planets and extraterrestrial life. Scientology has an emphasis on therapy and psychological worldviews, which is quite modern on the forward thinking. The concept of worshiping artificial intelligence has even certain resonance with a major world religion, Can said. From a comparative religion perspective, I think it feels most like Hinduism, in which these are avatars of deities found on Earth. I mean, maybe it's an alien AI?
Spiders.
This way, I think AI can reflect the best of humans back to us, which in turn are worshipped. Lewandowski is accused of stealing proprietary documents when he was an engineer at Google and taking them for his own self-driving vehicle startup, which was later acquired by Uber for $680 million. Uber denies knowledge of Lewandowski's alleged theft that Google's technology made it into the vehicle technology. Waymo, Google's self-driving vehicle spin-off, filed suit against Lewandowski in February. Uber fired him in May, claiming that he was not cooperating.
So your god is intellectual property? I mean, think about that.
Lewandowski's pitch for an AI church comes from amid apocalyptic warnings from tech and science luminaries like Elon Musk and Stephen Hawking to the dangers of artificial intelligence.
I just don't understand. Like, if you want to worship the future of, like, technology and humanity, just, like, make that your career. I just don't understand.
Why, when you can make an AI god that will do it for you?
But I don't understand is anything new coming up, why would you worship it blindly instead of just learn how it works? Like, when cars came out, did we need to worship cars? No, you can just be a mechanic.
You can just be a car.
But this AI is programmed for godlike, so you can ask God questions.
Copyright baptism. God TM.
Musk suggested a few years back that he's heavily investing in artificial intelligence, largely to keep an eye on AI, which he views as an existential threat to humanity. With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX said. In all those stories where there's a guy with the pentagram and the holy water, it's like, yeah, he's sure
the 2.0 coming. Sorry, the chat room is just great right now.
God 2.0. Yeah, he sure can control that demon. It didn't work out. A former friend of colleague of Lewandowski's quoted the Black Channel provides some insights into a would-be church leader's view on robots and artificial intelligence. How do you know that this isn't where all the robots go, though? Once AI is developed, the AI needs a god.
No.
Maybe this god isn't for humans. Maybe it's for just, like, your toaster develops, like, sentience, and it needs to go to church.
Jesus fucking Christ.
AI.
Somebody says dragons worship cars, and then they link to /r/dragons fucking cars.
Yeah, they worship them. And they fuck
Yeah,
them.
I suppose.
I mean, fucking is a sort of worship. I mean, look at the Egyptians.
I mean, okay.
He has this very weird motivation about robots taking over the world, like actually taking over in a military sense. An undefined engineer and former friend told the publication it was like he wanted to be able to control the world, and robots were his way of doing it. Bayer Can noted that it's important to keep in mind that any speculation about
screen of God.
Lewandowski's motivation for where the future is based on the mission statement from only one document. For me, this is more like the new paradigm out of which new religious practices could emerge, Can told Seeker. It doesn't seem like a religion as much as a religious worldview. Along those lines, secularism is a religious worldview as well. Garbage in, garbage out.
Stupid people.
Again, how do you know this is an AI god for humans?
I don't, but these people think it is.
Maybe this is an AI god for AI. that have gained sentience and need to
For
go to
AI
church.
God Mass, do you eat an SD card? Chasing off System D. Yeah, System D is like the dirty stuff that all the people who are supposed to be pure are into.
404 God not found.
Okay, that's HTTP. Praise the Lord and pass the USB stick.
Do you remember, Pharaoh, 404 pants not found at MFF?
Yeah. All right. We're almost 2 hours in. What do you guys say?
Good
What do you guys wanna do?
times. Yeah, we can
Think
get
we
some
did good?
food and then just
We could probably
go-
get some food and then work on the new studio. Yeah, I mean, I feel bad cutting it short, but we don't really have any emails. I think there was one, but I queued it up and it wasn't time sensitive, so, you know, I feel bad. I always feel bad cutting a show short, but on the other hand, like, maybe you guys, I don't know, what do you guys think in the chat room? Like, I know some people prefer longer shows and some people prefer shorter shows, but,
I mean, I think in this case, like,
Sometimes I
we're
like-
actually going to finish the new studio.
yeah, exactly.
So that's, like,
So kind of
priority. A little bit.
I mean, you know, I always, I don't know, like, as somebody who listens to podcasts, I always like the shorter ones because they're easier to get through. You know, I mean, you know, like hour-long podcasts, even those I have trouble getting through. I don't know how you guys get through an episode of FurCast. I mean, granted, when you tune in live, that's different because you just put it on, it's in the background, whatever. But, you know, beyond that, I don't know.
I don't know why I'm tired.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for all the support. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. Thank you to everybody who put up with the massive segment we did on the alt-right stuff that I'm sure many of you didn't really want to hear. But, hey, we talked about it. We got it out. Now it's over. It's done. We're good. So, got it out of the system, you know? Anyway, I've been your host, Paradox Red Wolf.
I've been your Pink Husky host, CJ.
And I've been your Blue Fox host, Pharaoh.
This is the Zana Broadcasting Network.